and Brooks Robinson.
Yeah.
For those that did not hear the news, he passed away a couple days ago. And it was something, it's part of life. And I'm glad that he's at peace now, but it was still a tough moment for the community. And we were talking about it too. Brooksy.
Right.
Everyone
Mr. Oriole
loved Mr. Oriole.
Yeah.
And for me personally, what he embodied for this city, this community, I don't think can really be described properly.
Yeah.
I mean, actually for me, that was the person my dad always talked about when talking about emulating a guy and work ethic and character. And then no one could play third base like him. I could argue any fielder. I mean, the human vacuum. I mean, he had closets filled. It would feel like with his awards for Gold Gloves.
16 Gold Gloves.
Unbelievable.
I was actually. Do I have this pulled up? I do have this pulled up. So I was looking at some of the old highlights, and I've seen them before, and we talked about this, but it's like, even by today's standards, they would be, some of these plays would be unbelievable. And this is a tribute video the Orioles had put out. But like, as you're watching through this, I was just blown away that, this is a guy that came into the league in 1955 at 19 years old and, pulled off some of the plays that he pulled off. And,
that one.
Yeah. I mean, that in foul territory, I mean, that is just some unbelievable stuff, that you hear a lot of people talk about how, in the olden days, the players weren't as athletic. They just didn't. But this is just an absolute, showstopper.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, that one play down the foul line. Imagine how many times we've seen Manny Machado's unbelievable play.
Yeah.
Where he bobbled the ball, throwing off the run. And there's Brooks in one of the biggest games, by the way. I believe that clip is from the World Series against the Reds. And effortless. I mean, his highlights, his defense is timeless.
Yeah.
And no one did it better. And I don't think people gave all the recognition to Brooks. Like, they understand, and maybe the accolades or having these big, statistical numbers aren't in Brooks' favor. But guess what? Huge reason why the Orioles won the World Series that year, especially in the plays that we saw, the leadership he brought. And I think I heard the words around, people might have not looked at him as being a superstar, but he really was on and off the field.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And that's the part of it. It's a really tough loss. But you know what he did love? He loves this Baltimore Orioles team. And Jim Palmer talked about it on Masson the other night, talking about how excited he was for this next generation. I got a chance with Mike Bordick and my father in November last year, and we were talking about the Orioles were entering an exciting time, an exciting window, and seeing the players continue to grow and the excitement around the yard, the energy, that was something that Brooks was really happy about.
Yeah.
And if you got to know him, the most compassionate guy you can imagine. That's the thing too, is he was an unbelievable baseball player, but we've heard this before, but he really was a better man.
Yeah.
Everyone was his friend.
Yep. I mean, I wish I would have gotten a chance to meet him for that reason, because every time I've heard anybody talk about him, even before he, this week, that's always been the sentiment, is that like he's just an awesome guy to be around, to hang around and even talk ball with.
Yeah, I mean, that again, you want to talk about doing your job, working hard, caring about the ones around you, family, community. He embodied all of that.